What's going on, YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, we start off with a great big thank you to all of our men and women in all branches of service. Thank you so much for doing what you do, so the rest of us are free to do what we do. Second, the FDA's deeming regulations, or deemed regulations, I'm not quite sure how to say that anymore. August 8th happened. So things have changed. No more new product releases. Fight for your vaping rights. Go to august8th.org. You can still do that. Join CASA. Follow Not Blowing Smoke. Follow the Cause to Action. Donate to the R2B Smoke Free campaign, the lawsuits. There's all kinds of ways to help. Don't give up. We got to keep doing something. Okay, so today, if you looked at the title, we're not talking about anything new. We're talking about wire, and the different kinds of wire. Are the fancy coils worth it? Is just a regular round wire build all you need? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Round wire, and I don't know how well it's going to show up. I don't know if I'm going to do a close-up or not. See, this is just a simple stainless round wire coil. Actually, yeah, we're not doing any close-ups, but there's so many different kinds of builds out there. And if you're newer, you might wonder, is it worth spending my money? Is it worth learning how to do the build? So that's what we're going to talk about today. First, I just put in a fresh build on this. Okay, so Kanthal, you find it everywhere. It's probably the easiest to build with, and it will, it'll produce vapor. It works just fine. Then there's different kinds of round wire. Let's see. Here's a small spool of Kanthal. This is some 24 gauge. Here's some 24 gauge stainless steel. The little bit that I've used temp control stainless is what I like the best. There's nichrome. Here's some more nichrome. You get away from round wire, and there's ribbon wire. And what's it all mean? Well, different wires are going to have different resistances. They're going to have different abilities. Temp control, you're pretty much stainless, titanium, and nickel. And then what I see is stainless is predominantly the best temp control out there. Kanthal, you're going to run in regular wattage mode. Nichrome, you're going to run in regular wattage mode. So that's just a little quick about the different kinds of wire. Then you've got different grades of wire. Let's see, we've got this is just some regular round wire 28 gauge nichrome, and then here is some anarchist round wire 26 gauge. This is also a nichrome. What's the difference between the two nichromes? For somebody just starting out, you're probably not going to notice the difference between, a cheaper nichrome and, the high quality or the competition wire. Once you get more into the hobby side and start building stuff like that, you may see a difference. I notice a little bit of a difference. Then there's ribbon wire. I've never built with just straight ribbon wire. I've used it inside of builds. So, okay, so let's get back to round coils versus Clapton coils versus multi-core fused Claptons, alien wire where the Clapton wire itself has been Claptoned, and that's how you get the wavy in it. Are they worth it? Are they worth the effort? Are they worth the money if you don't put the effort into it? For me, they are. Maybe a remedial way to compare them is round wire is your stock stereo in your car, and then if you take a Clapton wire, it's kind of like replacing the speakers or turning up the volume. Basically, it amplifies more flavors in the juice. You're able to produce more vapor, and by producing more vapor, you usually get more of everything. You get more performance, you get more flavor, and then if you go to a fused Clapton, 2 cores Clapton with another smaller wire, excuse me, which again is it amplifies everything. And then different builds are going to perform differently. They're going to heat up differently. They're going to bring out different notes in the exact same juice. You know, Alien Claptons, they are one of my favorite builds. That's what I have in my my recoil. These are fantastic coils. In my Griffin, I'm running some, I believe this is an old build, I believe these are stainless steel fused Claptons. I just put this build in here. These are a fused Clapton that is nichrome and Canthal Claptoned. So the reason that I did nichrome cores Claptoned with a Canthal is to bring the resistance where I wanted it for this unregulated device. You know, I don't know if I'm helping anybody, but in my experience, the fancier coils or Clapton wire, they are worth it. I really like what it does to the vape. I rarely use just round wire anymore. Last time I used round wire was when I did my first impression on the recoil. I just like what the Claptons, fused Claptons, Alien Claptons, staple coils, which is ribbon wire Claptoned with round wire. They're all going to perform differently, and you're going to get different things out of different coil builds. Now, if you're not interested in amplifying any of that stuff, you're completely happy with round wire or whatever it is that you're using, then, you know, keep doing that. If that's what works for you. Twisted with 420 always says at the end of his videos, doesn't matter what the fuck you're vaping on, as long as you're not on them stinkies. And I think that most of us in the community are that way. I don't shame anybody for not smoking cigarettes. I don't care what they're using. If anybody has any questions, man, I'm willing to help anybody that doesn't want to smoke. I think that's all I got. I don't know if I was just rambling here or what, but short answer, yeah, I think that the fancy coils and the fused Claptons and the Alien Claptons and the you know, the staple coils, and I think that they're worth trying. That's what I got. Thanks for watching.